Hello friends! In this video you'll learn the basic techniques you need for weaving any project. This information will be helpful for everyone interested in paper vine weaving. My name is Elena and you are watching the Weaving channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. Splicing weavers at the very beginning of weaving. So, I have moistened paper vine in my hands. Each rod has two ends, the twisted end and the opposite end, the butt. Now we need to make a pairing from weavers to begin weaving. For this, we need to take two weavers. On one rod, we'll trim the butt, and on the other rod, we'll cut the twisted end at a sharp angle. Watch how I do this. From the butt, I only cut the uneven part. Here is how much I cut off. From the twisted part, I cut off the entire twisted section. The twisted end never participates in weaving. The sharp end of one rod will be inserted into the butt of another rod. We add a little glue to the trimmed butt. We slightly compress the end cut at a sharp angle and make a crease in the middle with our fingernail. Then fold its edges toward the center. Then, holding both rods close to the ends, we insert the sharp end into the butt with twisted movements, pushing it as deep as possible until the entire angled cut section disappears into the rod. We immediately remove any excess glue from the rod. I additionally press the splice section of the rods for better bonding. As a result, the spliced rods should form one long continuous rod. Then we fold this long rod at a point about 1/4 inch from the splice to reduce pressure on the glued area. This is what a splicing looks like. Splicing weavers during weaving. Let's look at the situation during weaving when the weavers become short and need to be extended. During weaving, you need to constantly splice weavers, that is, connect one rod to another. When we see that the length of the weaver isn't sufficient for a new stroke, we need to make a mark with our fingernail, a crease, on this weaver at the point where it will pass behind a stake. Visually, this looks like a fold. Then we cut the end of the weaver at a sharp angle just before this mark. We take two new rods and trim their butts. We put glue in their butts. We slightly compress the sharp ends of the weavers that are already in the weaving and make a crease in the middle with our fingernail. Then fold the edges toward the center. Then, holding both rods close to the ends, we insert the sharp end of one rod into the butt of another rod with twisting movements, pushing it as deep as possible up to the crease. If there is excess glue, we remove it immediately. Attention! Don't apply too much force when splicing rods, as you might tear the butt of the rod and you won't be able to use it again for splicing, which can negatively affect the appearance of your weaving. This is what spliced joints in weavers look like. Notice that during weaving, the spliced joints hide behind the stakes. From the front side, you can see the splice points. Make the first few strokes after splicing carefully and without force, as you might pull out the newly spliced rod and have to splice again. Let's look at the splice points from the reverse side once more. Now you've learned the general process of splicing rods, which applies to any weaving situation when extending weavers or stakes. Thank you for choosing weaving.